But staying with Not Block, and this is an exclusive, Modi government's economic vision represents a complete break from the command and control system of the past. That's the word from Principal Economic Adviser Sanjeev Sanyal. In a conversation with me, Sanyal said that NDA 2 is pushing for an economy that is based on self-improvement through feedback loops. He also added that he personally opposed the idea of bandbags. Here's an excerpt of that conversation.
In 1991, we did abandon the old socialist approach to planning, but we did not quite abandon the meta-narrative, the underlying conceptual framework of the machine. And what is now happening is that that meta-narrative itself is being questioned and adapted and changed.
So government's attempts, at demonetization was really a signal that we need to change the economic meta-narrative.
Yes,
that's been,
it's a rule-based society where, and again, another thing that a lot of emphasis the Prime Minister gives, simplify the rules, right? Get rid of old rules. So you can see where it's all coming from, and you can see how things also get implemented is different. Okay, in an adaptive way, which to those who don't understand it looks chaotic. I'll show you, illustrate it for you.
Okay.
Let's take, for example, the GST.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in the old system of thinking of how do you create a machine? You sit and you design the machine as meticulously as possible, and then you build a machine and follow that design very well. But that is not how ecosystems can be run.
Okay.
What you do there in an ecosystem, because it's full of unintended consequences, and you cannot model it. You cannot model it clearly.
Okay.
The thing to do is to have a broad framework, which is a flexible framework, and basically you begin to implement it and have a feedback loop to sort the problem out.
Okay.
So if you go back to now, the GST.
Okay.
The old way of doing it would have been spend 5 years planning what to do, then another 5 years trying to implement that as meticulously as possible. And it's very likely at the end of the 10 years, you would have a system that's dysfunctional.
Okay. Right.
Instead, what do? You decide that, yes, doesn't matter what we do, we will never know exactly what will happen until we do it.
We are at peace with the fact that it is an imperfect system.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You are at first, you start up with the fact that it is an imperfect system. You just work out basically the contours of what it is, and then you create a feedback loops, which is why the response teams that have been created to get feedback. We are fully aware that it will not work the first round. Finance Minister keeps saying that yes, at some future date we will simplify it.
Right.
Okay, but the old way would have been to simplify, then do some lot of thought, negotiation, this, that. Here we will do it and then simplify it. Because we do not know what will happen when we actually implement these things. So as we implement, there will be feedback, adjust. Feedback, adjust. So this is a feedback loop based model of governance.
Well, that's Sanjeev Sanyal laying out the economic vision of the government under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.